Let me start with a simple question. How did you start your day today? Did you hit snooze a few times, rush to get dressed, maybe skip breakfast? Or did you wake up with purpose, take time for yourself, and step into the day with intention? Today, I want to talk to you about the power of a morning routine, a small shift in your day that can lead to a big transformation in your life. You see, how we begin our mornings often sets the tone for everything that follows. A chaotic morning can lead to a stressful, scattered day, but a calm, intentional start that creates momentum, focus, and a sense of control. The way we start our mornings has a profound impact on the rest of our day. It's easy to overlook the importance of a morning routine, especially when we live in a world where rushing out the door has become the norm. However, research and countless stories from successful individuals emphasize that how we begin our day sets the tone for everything that follows. If we start our morning in a rush, feeling overwhelmed or disorganized, we're more likely to carry that stress and chaos throughout the day. On the other hand, when we start with intention and calm, we create a foundation for a more productive, focused, and positive day ahead. When we wake up and immediately begin reacting to the demands of the world, checking emails, scrolling through social media, or jumping into tasks, we often feel like we're just going through the motions. We become passive participants in our own lives, merely reacting to the stimuli around us without a sense of control. This can create a sense of mental clutter and increase stress levels early on. But when we take the time to establish a calm and structured start to our day, we set the stage for everything that follows. This proactive approach helps us feel more in control, organized, and ready to tackle the challenges ahead. It's not just about the practical aspects of a morning routine, though getting organized, eating a healthy breakfast, or planning your day can help. It's also about the mental and emotional foundation that a mindful morning provides. Starting the day with intention can create a sense of purpose, clarity, and peace, which carries over into all aspects of life. Whether it's spending a few minutes meditating, practicing gratitude, or reflecting on your goals, these small moments of focus at the beginning of the day set a positive tone for the hours that follow. Additionally, the morning offers us a quiet, uninterrupted time to focus on ourselves, free from the distractions and responsibilities that typically fill our day. This is why many successful people prioritize their mornings. They understand that by starting their day intentionally, they set themselves up for success. Rather than diving into the noise of the world immediately, they take time to center themselves, whether through reading, journaling, exercising, or simply enjoying a peaceful cup of coffee. The psychological benefits of starting the day with intention are immense. Research shows that how we start our morning affects our mindset and behavior for the rest of the day. If we wake up feeling stressed, rushed, or overwhelmed, we are more likely to experience anxiety or irritability throughout the day. However, a morning routine that includes moments of stillness or positive habits can foster a mindset of calmness, resilience, and positivity. When we start our day from a place of peace, we're more likely to approach challenges with a clear mind and a sense of control. Furthermore, setting the tone for the day in the morning can lead to long-term benefits. Consistently starting our day with intention builds habits that reinforce a positive mindset. When we repeat this daily, we're conditioning ourselves to approach life with confidence, focus, and the ability to handle stress more effectively. A solid morning routine can also increase our energy levels, help us manage time better, and make us more proactive throughout the day. The power of a morning routine lies in its ability to influence how we experience the world around us. If we start our morning with purpose and calm, we not only set the tone for the day, but also create a foundation for a more fulfilling, productive, and peaceful life. By simply choosing how we start our morning, we are making a choice about how we want to experience the hours ahead, whether we want to be overwhelmed by the world or we want to take charge and approach it with focus and clarity. The way we begin our day has the power to shape our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our experiences throughout the day. Routines have a remarkable way of creating rhythm and resilience in our lives, even when we feel overwhelmed or scattered. They offer a sense of structure and predictability, both of which are crucial in cultivating emotional stability and mental strength. Life can often feel chaotic, especially when we are juggling multiple responsibilities or facing unexpected challenges. In such circumstances, routines act as an anchor, helping us navigate through the uncertainties of the day with a sense of purpose and focus. At its core, a routine is about creating consistency. When we establish habits that we repeat daily, we set the foundation for predictable outcomes. This consistency doesn't mean rigidly following a set of rules without flexibility, but rather developing a pattern that helps us stay grounded and organized. When we wake up at the same time, engage in specific activities, and plan our day, our minds and bodies start to adapt to this rhythm. Over time, we begin to operate on autopilot in a positive way. This rhythm not only helps us stay on top of our responsibilities, but also reduces the mental energy spent on making decisions about what to do next. Instead of feeling lost or overwhelmed by the multitude of choices, we follow a routine that guides us through the day with purpose and intention. The predictability that a routine offers also fosters resilience. When we encounter difficult situations or unexpected obstacles, it's easy to feel defeated or uncertain. However, the structure provided by a routine allows us to cope with these challenges more effectively. Knowing that we have set time aside for self-care, exercise, or reflection helps us build mental toughness and emotional resilience. It gives us the strength to pause, breathe, and reset when life feels overwhelming, rather than reacting impulsively or feeling lost. For example, if we make time for a morning meditation or journaling session as part of our routine, we can better process the challenges of the day, cultivating a positive mindset that empowers us to persevere. Another way routines create resilience is by helping us manage our energy. Without routines, it's easy to become distracted or overwhelmed by the demands of the day. However, when we establish consistent habits, such as regular meals, exercise, or breaks throughout the day, we can maintain a steady flow of energy, avoiding burnout. A routine allows us to take control of how we spend our time, giving us the opportunity to balance work, rest, and recreation. By managing our energy in this way, we are better equipped to face the ups and downs that come our way with a clearer mind and a more resilient outlook. Furthermore, routines build resilience by fostering a sense of accomplishment. Small daily victories, such as completing a morning workout or checking off tasks on our to-do list, accumulate over time and contribute to our overall well-being. These little successes create a sense of progress and motivate us to keep moving forward, even when things feel difficult. As we build a habit of achieving small goals consistently, we reinforce our sense of competence and self-efficacy. This, in turn, strengthens our ability to face challenges head-on, knowing that we have successfully navigated obstacles in the past and can do so again in the future. Additionally, routines help to create a sense of balance in our lives. In the midst of work, family, and personal responsibilities, it can be easy to lose sight of what truly matters. By establishing a routine that includes time for personal care, hobbies, and relaxation, we can maintain a sense of well-being and avoid becoming consumed by stress or exhaustion. This balance is key to building resilience, as it helps us recharge and stay connected to the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. When we make time for activities that nourish our body and mind, we strengthen our ability to withstand external pressures and stay focused on our long-term goals. In essence, routines are not just about filling our days with tasks and obligations. They are about creating a rhythm that supports our emotional and mental well-being. When we have a consistent structure in place, we build resilience by strengthening our ability to adapt, persevere, and maintain balance in the face of adversity. Routines offer the rhythm we need to navigate life's challenges with confidence, knowing that we have the tools, habits, and mindset to stay grounded, focused, and resilient, no matter what comes our way. Successful people understand the immense value of starting their day with intention, and they recognize that the foundation for a productive and fulfilling day often begins with a well-crafted morning routine. The reason so many successful individuals prioritize their mornings is not just about accomplishing tasks or maximizing productivity. It's about setting the tone for the entire day, creating a sense of control, and fostering a positive mindset. These routines aren't just a random set of activities, but are carefully designed practices that help shape their day, their week, and ultimately their lives. The first reason successful people prioritize morning routines is that mornings offer an opportunity to take control of their time before the demands of the world come rushing in. The morning is often the only time in a day when people have the opportunity to be fully in charge of their schedule. Once the workday begins or the world starts moving, they may find themselves responding to other people's priorities, from emails and meetings to family obligations. By prioritizing a morning routine, they can begin the day on their own terms with purpose and intention rather than reacting to the world around them. This sense of control is empowering and allows them to approach the day with a clear sense of focus and direction. Another reason successful people prioritize their morning routines is that it helps them maintain a sense of balance. Life can get overwhelming, and without a structured start, it's easy to fall into a reactive state. The morning routine allows individuals to set the stage for balance in their lives, ensuring they have time for self-care, reflection, and goal setting before the demands of the day take over. Successful people understand the importance of taking care of their physical and mental health, and their morning routines often include practices such as exercise, meditation, or journaling. These activities help them recharge and prepare for whatever challenges lie ahead, allowing them to approach their day with a calm and resilient mindset. In addition to creating balance, morning routines offer an opportunity to cultivate a mindset of success. The way successful people think about their mornings is essential. Rather than seeing the early hours as a chore or an inconvenience, they view them as a chance to set the tone for the rest of the day. Whether it's reading a few pages of a book, setting intentions, or practicing gratitude, these small actions can help cultivate a positive, success-oriented mindset. This shift in perspective has a powerful effect on how they approach the rest of the day. When they start the morning with gratitude, focus, and intention, they are more likely to experience greater success and satisfaction throughout the day. The power of a morning routine is also rooted in the idea of building habits that contribute to long-term success. Success is not just about making big, bold moves, it's about the consistency of small actions done over time. A morning routine helps successful people create these small, positive habits. Whether it's eating a nutritious breakfast, taking a few minutes to visualize goals, or reviewing priorities for the day, these actions add up. Over time, these consistent actions shape their long-term behavior, enabling them to be more productive, organized, and efficient. In other words, by establishing a strong morning routine, they are investing in their future success. The morning provides the mental clarity necessary to make better decisions. Successful people know that they can't afford to be overwhelmed with distractions or mental clutter when they're making important decisions. Their morning routines often include time for meditation or quiet reflection, which allows them to center themselves and clear their minds. With a calm and focused mindset, they're better equipped to tackle the decisions and challenges of the day. This clarity helps them approach problems with creativity and confidence, increasing their chances of finding successful solutions. Lastly, morning routines also foster a sense of accomplishment. Successful people often find that accomplishing even a small task in the morning, whether it's getting up early, completing a workout, or achieving a personal goal, gives them a sense of momentum that carries them through the rest of the day. This feeling of accomplishment builds self-esteem and motivation, creating a snowball effect that drives them to continue achieving throughout the day. The morning routine, therefore, acts as a launchpad for greater productivity and success. Successful people prioritize their morning routines because they know that how they begin their day can set the stage for how they experience the rest of it. Mornings offer a rare opportunity to take control, find balance, cultivate a positive mindset, build good habits, make clear decisions, and feel accomplished, all of which contribute to long-term success. By recognizing the power of the morning and intentionally shaping it, successful individuals position themselves for growth, productivity, and fulfillment. The morning routine is more than just a set of actions. It is a mindset, a way of life, and a strategy for success. The power of small and simple habits should never be underestimated, especially when it comes to creating lasting change and achieving long-term success. In a world that often glorifies grand gestures and dramatic transformations, it's easy to overlook the cumulative impact of tiny, everyday actions. However, it is often the smallest of habits that, when practiced consistently, lead to profound results. These habits, though seemingly insignificant on their own, create a ripple effect, contributing to a greater sense of well-being, increased productivity, and overall life satisfaction. One of the primary reasons small habits matter is that they are easier to implement and sustain over time. Large, sweeping changes may sound appealing in theory, but they often require substantial effort and motivation, which can be difficult to maintain. In contrast, small habits are more manageable and less overwhelming. Instead of attempting to overhaul an entire routine, you can start with something simple, like drinking a glass of water in the morning or taking a 5-minute walk at lunch, and gradually build on it. These small actions are less intimidating and require less mental energy to commit to, making it easier to stick with them in the long run. Over time, these small habits accumulate, creating a sense of consistency and structure that reinforces positive behaviors. For instance, committing to a short workout each day might seem like a minimal effort, but after weeks or months of consistency, it can lead to significant improvements in physical health, energy levels, and overall well-being. The key lies in consistency. The more frequently you engage in a small habit, the more it becomes ingrained in your routine. Eventually, these habits form the foundation of your day, shaping the way you approach challenges, manage your time, and prioritize your well-being. Small habits also play a crucial role in shaping your identity. When you engage in an activity consistently, even on a small scale, you begin to see yourself as someone who values health, productivity, or personal growth. For example, taking 5 minutes each morning to write in a journal or reflect on your goals might not seem like much at first, but over time, it becomes part of who you are. You start to identify as a person who is mindful, focused, or goal-oriented. This shift in identity is incredibly powerful because it motivates you to continue pursuing similar actions that align with the person you are becoming. Rather than seeing personal growth as something distant or unattainable, you start to see it as an ongoing, gradual process. In addition to building identity, small habits create a sense of momentum that propels us forward. The satisfaction of completing a small task, like making your bed or setting aside time for a morning stretch, can create a positive feedback loop. When you experience success, even in a small form, it gives you a sense of accomplishment and boosts your motivation to tackle other tasks. This momentum is vital for staying on track and overcoming procrastination. By starting small and gaining confidence from these small wins, you build the energy and drive to tackle bigger challenges. This is often why people who build small habits are more successful in the long term. They don't rely on bursts of motivation, but rather cultivate steady progress through consistent, manageable actions. Another reason small habits matter is that they help us stay focused on long-term goals. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of daily life, and it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. However, by incorporating small habits that align with our long-term objectives, we create a constant reminder of what matters most. Whether it's taking a few minutes each day to read a book related to your professional goals or practicing a skill for 10 minutes a day, these small actions serve as stepping stones toward larger achievements. By breaking down big goals into smaller, more manageable tasks, you prevent overwhelm and keep moving forward, even when progress seems slow. Small habits can significantly reduce stress and improve mental well-being. The act of incorporating small, positive routines into your day brings order and predictability, which can provide a sense of control. For example, setting aside time to meditate or practicing deep breathing exercises for a few minutes each morning helps calm the mind, reduce anxiety, and improve emotional regulation. These simple habits, when practiced consistently, foster a sense of peace and stability in an often chaotic world. The power of small and simple habits lies in their ability to create lasting change without requiring monumental effort. Over time, these habits accumulate and compound, leading to significant improvements in various aspects of life. By focusing on small, consistent actions, we can build positive routines that shape our identity, create momentum, and help us stay focused on our long-term goals. It's often the smallest habits, practiced daily, that have the greatest impact on our overall success and happiness. Rather than striving for perfection or overwhelming ourselves with large goals, we can create meaningful progress by starting with the smallest of steps, knowing that each one is a building block toward a better version of ourselves. Consistency is often the unsung hero of success. While talent, intelligence, and ambition may play significant roles in achieving one's goals, it is the act of showing up every day and doing the work, regardless of external circumstances, that truly separates those who succeed from those who falter. It's easy to become excited by a new project or idea, but what ultimately determines whether that excitement translates into meaningful progress is whether we stay consistent in our efforts. Whether it's fitness, career advancement, or personal development, consistency is the cornerstone of growth and achievement. The beauty of consistency lies in its simplicity. At its core, consistency means doing something regularly, whether it's taking small steps every day or showing up in the same way over an extended period. But its power comes not just from the repetition of actions, but from the compounding effect that occurs over time. Much like saving small amounts of money in a bank account, Every small effort builds upon the last, creating a growing sum of progress. When we remain consistent, we slowly accumulate knowledge, skills, and experiences that propel us forward. These incremental gains might not always be visible in the short term, but over months or years, the results become undeniable. One of the most significant benefits of consistency is that it removes the need for motivation. Motivation, while essential in the beginning stages of any endeavor, is a fleeting feeling. It ebbs and flows based on external factors, moods, and energy levels. On days when motivation is low, it's easy to abandon our goals or put off tasks until tomorrow. However, consistency doesn't rely on how we feel in the moment. It's about doing the work regardless of external circumstances. When we establish habits of consistent action, we create a system that carries us forward even when our motivation wanes. In other words, we let our actions become automatic, no longer dependent on a passing feeling, but rooted in a commitment to the process. Consistency helps to build discipline, which is another key to achieving long-term success. Discipline isn't about forcing ourselves to work tirelessly or pushing ourselves beyond our limits. It's about creating routines and practices that ensure we make steady progress, even when it's inconvenient. Successful people don't rely on willpower alone to get things done. Instead, they rely on their ability to maintain a consistent rhythm in their daily lives. Whether it's waking up at the same time every day, sticking to a workout routine, or dedicating time each day to learning a new skill, these consistent actions build the mental and emotional discipline required to achieve success. With discipline, we learn to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term gratification, and we become more resilient in the face of obstacles. Consistency also breeds confidence. When we commit to showing up every day, even when progress feels slow, we begin to trust ourselves more. We develop a sense of reliability, knowing that we can count on ourselves to do the work. This growing confidence not only helps us stay motivated, but also fuels a positive feedback loop. Our confidence in ourselves leads to greater success, which in turn boosts our confidence even further. Over time, this results in a strong sense of self-efficacy, or the belief that we are capable of accomplishing our goals, no matter how challenging they may seem. The more consistent we are in our efforts, the more we reinforce our belief in our ability to succeed. Consistency allows us to course correct more easily in any long-term pursuit. Mistakes, setbacks, and failures are inevitable. However, when we are consistent in our efforts, we are more likely to notice when things are going off track and make adjustments early on. If we're inconsistent, it can be difficult to identify where we went wrong because we haven't given ourselves enough time or data to see patterns. But with consistency, we develop a clearer understanding of what's working and what isn't. We learn to recognize small problems before they become major obstacles, and we have the resilience to bounce back quickly. Consistency in this way is like a guide that helps us navigate our journey and stay on course. Consistency brings us closer to mastery. Whether it's learning a new instrument, perfecting a craft, or building a business, success in any field requires time, effort, and repetition. It's the steady, persistent practice of a skill or knowledge that ultimately leads to expertise. We don't become masters by sporadically working at something. We become masters by showing up, day in and day out, and honing our craft. The process of consistent effort creates a deep level of understanding and competence that cannot be achieved through short bursts of activity. With every practice session, every attempt, and every failure, we move closer to mastery. Consistency is key because it is the driver of progress, discipline, and long-term success. It is the steady, unwavering commitment to our goals, even on days when we don't feel like it. that ultimately leads to meaningful achievement. By staying consistent, we build habits that carry us through difficult moments, develop the discipline to keep moving forward, and gain the confidence needed to tackle new challenges. Success is not always about making big leaps. It's about the small, consistent steps that lead to growth over time. The key to reaching our fullest potential is not to rely on bursts of motivation or sporadic effort, but to embrace the power of consistency, knowing that it is the quiet force that leads to lasting success. A mindset shift is one of the most powerful transformations a person can experience. It's a change in perspective, a fundamental shift in the way we view ourselves, the world, and our potential. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but when it does occur, it can unlock new levels of growth, resilience, and success. Our mindset shapes our behavior, our actions, and ultimately our outcomes in life. The way we think about challenges, setbacks, and our abilities directly impacts how we approach life's difficulties and opportunities. A mindset shift has the ability to reframe failures as lessons, fears as challenges to overcome, and goals as attainable milestones rather than distant dreams. One of the most significant mindset shifts that many people experience is the transition from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. In a fixed mindset, individuals believe that their abilities and intelligence are static and cannot be changed. They view failure as a reflection of their limitations and are often reluctant to take risks or try new things. On the other hand, a growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, view setbacks as opportunities for growth, and believe that they can improve with time and effort. This shift from seeing talent as fixed to understanding that skills can be developed is transformative, as it allows individuals to approach life with a sense of possibility and hope. The shift in mindset from a fixed to a growth-oriented approach has profound effects on both personal and professional development. When we view challenges as opportunities for growth, we are more likely to step outside of our comfort zones. We begin to understand that success isn't just about avoiding failure, but about learning from it. Each setback or failure becomes a stepping stone toward improvement, allowing us to bounce back stronger and more knowledgeable. This mindset shift enables individuals to take risks, experiment with new ideas, and pursue goals without the paralyzing fear of failure. They see failure as a temporary setback rather than a permanent defeat, which encourages them to continue moving forward. Another important aspect of a mindset shift is the ability to focus on the process rather than solely on the outcome. Often, we become fixated on end results, whether it's achieving a goal, reaching a target, or attaining success. While having clear goals is important, an overemphasis on the end result can cause frustration, stress, and burnout. A shift in mindset allows us to focus on the journey, recognizing that the process is just as valuable as the destination. When we embrace the process, we become more engaged in the present moment and less anxious about future outcomes. We learn to appreciate the small victories, the progress we make along the way, and the lessons we learn in each step. This shift allows us to remain motivated and resilient, even when the end goal feels distant or elusive. The power of a mindset shift also extends to how we view challenges and adversity. Instead of perceiving obstacles as insurmountable barriers, those who have undergone a mindset shift see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Life's challenges no longer become sources of stress and defeat. They become stepping stones to greater resilience and strength. When we approach difficulties with a positive mindset, we are better able to manage stress, adapt to changing circumstances, and stay focused on our goals. The way we interpret adversity plays a critical role in how we cope with it. By reframing challenges as chances to develop new skills or gain new insights, we become more resourceful, creative, and persistent in the face of adversity. Furthermore, a mindset shift can dramatically improve our relationships with others. When we adopt a more positive, open-minded outlook, we become more empathetic, patient, and understanding. We begin to view others not as competitors or obstacles, but as collaborators, allies, and sources of learning. This shift fosters healthier, more supportive relationships, both personally and professionally. When we let go of judgment and embrace the idea that everyone has something valuable to offer, we become more open to collaboration, learning, and growth. This can strengthen our personal networks, enhance teamwork, and create a more positive environment in our workplaces or communities. A mindset shift can also have a profound impact on how we view our potential. Too often, we limit ourselves by believing that we are not capable of achieving something or that certain goals are beyond our reach. However, when we shift our mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility, we open up new avenues for personal and professional growth. We begin to believe that we are capable of more than we originally thought, and this newfound belief in our potential drives us to take actions that align with our goals. By shifting our mindset, we stop seeing ourselves as passive recipients of life's circumstances and start to view ourselves as active participants who have the power to shape our futures. A mindset shift is one of the most powerful changes we can make in our lives. Whether it's embracing a growth mindset, focusing on the process rather than just the outcome, reframing challenges, or opening ourselves to new possibilities, this shift can radically alter the way we approach life. It allows us to break free from self-imposed limitations, overcome adversity with resilience, and build stronger, more supportive relationships. The way we think influences the way we act, and a positive, growth-oriented mindset has the potential to unlock new levels of success, fulfillment, and happiness.